Okay, here we go. Buckle your seatbelts. We're going fast. Now, each customer that you have is unique, and they have a very unique way of processing information. Everybody likes to think they have a very different way of thinking, and where we often think, wow, they're just weird. Actually, we all process quite differently, and the beauty of neuroscience and the study of neurolinguistics is that it's actually shown there is some patterning to the way we think that's so different. And when you start to understand the patterns, when you start to see these patterns, and you start to be able to pattern match, you can become extraordinary working with different clients. So each of these customers is like, it's like they're looking through their own set of glasses. I mean, here's kind of how we look at it, right? So you're going through life, right? Let's say, you start off as a child. Many of you started off as a child. And you were going through life. And
Kane is still a child.
I'm still a child. And something happens, right? So let's say you're going through junior high school. Like we were talking to the teens today, right? And the teens were like, all this drama and stuff going on in junior high school. And I was like, wow, I remember those days where I was a geek and now I'm so cool. So we're going through life. May I borrow your glasses real quickly?
Hold on. I need a couple over here. Can I borrow your glasses?
So we're going through life
Thank
and
you.
something happens, right?
Thank you.
And we go,
Thank you.
I got it.
And then there we are. Oh, wow, this is going to be interesting. Here we go.
So that's how the
Thank
world works. I see. I understand now. I see.
Uh-huh.
When you drive over the speed limit, you get a ticket, right? Okay, I understand how the world works. Yes.
Yep.
And then we're going along in life, and
Going
something else
around.
happens. May I borrow your glasses, sir? He's like, no. and something else happens. We go, and now. Hey, how's it going?
It's good.
Cool. I was thinking, I'd like to maybe buy a car. What do you think? I'm looking for a car. It's a silver car. It's a Porsche. It's 911. What do you?
I got sinks. I wanted to sell you some sinks.
No, cars.
No, I got a sink for you that you're really going to love. The water just comes out, flows. Everybody wants it. It's the newest sink since sliced bread. You're going to want it.
Okay, so.
No, you got to get this sink.
Okay, now are we synced? No pun intended.
Okay, that was good.
Right? So, okay, now I can't see anything. So, this is often how we're interacting with our customers, where they have one, thank you so much, sir.
Right.
They have one set of glasses on and we have another. So, we need to start to be able to look through their glasses. The more we can understand the glasses and the perspective from our customer's side, how they think, how they process, how they understand information, the more we understand that, the deeper we can get in their world. So people often think that everyone should communicate like them, right? Come on. I did some leadership courses. I did some communication courses. This is how you get things done. But actually, your way of communicating is built from your map of the world, your experiences, the things that happened to you in business, things that happened to you in childhood, the things that your family taught you, the things that traditional education taught you. Can I get a close-up on that on traditional education? Okay. Now,
that's why they're super teaching. Finally, somebody gets it.
Yes. If you just tune into each customer's map that you're working with, and you start to tune into them, whether you're literally talking to them, because you do business in three ways. You do business in person, you do business on the telephone, or you do business through email. And nowadays, you do business through Facebook, right? You guys know the joke, what happens in Vegas stays on Facebook? No, it's one of my favorites. Anyway, so if you just tune into the maps of your customers, then you will unlock the keys to precise marketing, to closing them, higher sales, and ultimately being more highly influential and motivating them. So what do you think this talk is really about? It's about getting on your customer's map of the world. But you may have heard that before. Yeah, you got to get on your customer's map. You got to know what they think. You got to know what they say. But has anybody ever really taught you how to do that? And we're going to teach you some specific techniques about how to do that. Okay? So to get started, we're going to learn how to master the art of language patterns. Now, we all have different maps of the world.
Okay. So basically, it's pretty simple, guys. There's your map and their map. And our job as being with our clients is to simply do everything we can to be on their map. If I was watching you being on their map, most likely you'd be asking lots of questions. Or when I watch most people, they're simply just stating the benefits and the features without actually having taken the time to discover what they want, what's important to them, what are their language patterns, how are they communicating, how do I communicate so that it's on their map? Because isn't it nicer to be able to hear someone that's stepping onto their map and literally being able to, where they're communicating the way you want to be heard, pressing the motivation buttons that you care about most. And that's what we'd like to do with you guys, is be able to help you guys raise the bar with your ability to step onto other people's maps. And then when that happens, most importantly, you get to build more rapport with yourself as well. Because the more maps that you can be comfortable stepping onto, then the more comfortable you get with who you are. Because you have a range of experiences inside of us. And then we begin to appreciate ourselves and others as well.
Yeah. And so what we're going to talk about is just like in this slide, we talk about at a company trying to get to the same place. You can have two people trying to get to the same place through two different ways. One could say, hey, this year we have to cut expenses. We have to make sure that we reduce our expenses, while person B could be saying, no, we have to invest. We're going to grow through M&A this year.
Now, can't you say that it's fair that both of these people want to succeed? Yes. They both just want to go different directions. They're taking two different roads to try and end up in the same place. But it's fair to say that in corporations that this could cause some conflict. But they both have the same intention underlying it, communicating from different maps.
Now, the way we communicate our map of the world is through our language. Everything is revealed in our language. And one of the things we're going to talk about today when we look at learning language patterns is that everything you believe, everything you think you're hiding, everything you believe is revealed in your language. And when you start to tune in a certain way to people's language, you can really actually understand their map of the world at a completely different level.
I mean, just take a moment and listen to Bernie's language. Bernie's language, he speaks to you as each one of you are leaders. You're capable of doing amazing things. He holds you as that. Therefore, Bernie holds a frame that he is a leader, which therefore he is. And he's bringing mass groups of people together to help them close the gap between what they want in their lives and actually having it. He has a certain frame of language that inspires people. So your language will sort out your beliefs. It will literally reveal and put on the table your beliefs about your world and how you exist in the world. It will reveal how you influence. All of it will be revealed in your language.
So let's look at the average brain.
I'm always amazed at your slides when you throw these in.
You got some do's and don'ts, you got some donuts, you got some sleepy time. And what we know through neuroscience is that your brain is absolutely addicted to two very, very important things: safety and belonging. In fact, it's so important to us as human beings that we do everything we can to continue to stay safe and to belong. And so here's kind of how it goes. This is your brain.
That was amazing.
And the belief is, from neuroscience, is that the brain is primarily, in this particular context, focusing on two different functions. We have what we might call our critter brain, or our reptilian part of our brain, and that is the part of the brain that is solely focused on the quantity of your life. The question it's constantly asking all day long to everybody it meets is, am I alive? Are we still going? Am I breathing? And its question is based upon the quantity. Am I keeping you alive? This is the part of the brain that's focused on quantity. And we know that the part of the brain is doing this, and you don't even have to regulate all of it, because you're breathing without remembering. You're digesting without having to remember, right? Your heart is pumping, and the brain is totally controlling that. Now, then there's another part of your brain that is solely focused on the quality of your life. Do I like red shoes or yellow shoes? Do I like Porsches 911s or do I like 7 Series BMWs? Do I want to live in California? Yay, where are my Californians? Yay! Or do I want to live in Chicago? Where are my Chicagoans? All right, good, we got a few.
Go California!
So that part of your brain is really focused on what's the quality of my life? Am I sitting in first class or not? Okay? And this part of your brain, we often think that this is the part of your brain that's really driving the bus. That's the one that's really making all the decisions all day long. But actually, we notice that when the human being gets their life sort of threatened, the quantity of their life is threatened, okay?
Which does show up when you guys want to pick up the phone to sell or to market. Okay? How many of you notice the phone is just, you're about to pick it up and it just doesn't happen? There's something happening at the bottom line. There's a critter brain response going, I don't know, something could happen.
Yeah, I mean,
so it doesn't just show up out there when you're interacting with people, but also your telephone.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine, okay? Imagine where a wild bear escapes from the Vegas Zoo, And the first thing you notice is...
And he runs all the way across the desert to get here.
Yes. First thing you notice is it's very hot. Okay? And he comes running up the pathway, up the drive to the hotel, and he bursts in, and he comes right up to the bellhop, and he goes, "Where's CEO space?" He goes down this way, he goes, "Roar!" And he starts running down the hall, and he comes, and he busts in here, and it's, "Roar!" And he gets up on his hind legs, "Ah!" And starts tearing the place apart. You're probably going to stop listening to me. I mean, some of you will honor me and, just to hang out. But most of you will get up and start running for your lives, right? Because your brain's going to go, hey, we have a quantity issue here, okay? I don't care about the speakers in the front saying all this cool stuff. I'm going to run for my life, okay? Now,
Which would be what would you recommend doing?
I know this is a very scary picture. We're going to help de-scarify this a little bit. Okay, a little less scary. Notice a little less scary to you, right? And then we're going to take it to here, which is the least scary part of anything. So the first thing to notice is that safety is a huge component for human beings. And although you're not often concerned about getting eaten by a bear in your meetings, you are starting to notice whether you are like this person or not. This is where our rapport toolbox starts to come in. Am I alike? Are we alike? Is this person like me? Do they think like me? Do they talk like me? Do they dress like me? Do they smell like me? If you're from Europe, right? Do they think this? Do they think that? Okay? So this is where we start to notice, are we alike? Now, Jeff's going to tell you the story of belonging.
All right. How many of you are Animal Planet fans? Raise your hand. Okay.
Come on, be proud.
Come on, raise them up. My Animal Planet friends. Okay. What I've noticed in Animal Planet, there's animals, antelopes.
Well, we need animals.
Are we going to bring up some antelopes?
We need some animals.
All right.
Who's willing to be some animals?
Who wants to be an antelope?
Come on, raise your hand if you're willing to participate in the demo. Come on up. Come on up. We need antelopes. Come on.
We need antelopes.
Come on, antelopes. Come on up.
He's a lion. Okay, so here's how it's going to go. You guys, what I've noticed in Animal Planet is that antelopes like to be with other antelopes. Let's try that again. Antelopes like to be with other antelopes. Okay, good. So can we get some antelope action going? So the antelopes are running in the fields. All right, there we go. Yeah, keep it going. And then something other than an antelope comes in. Come on, jump. And what do? Hey, sprint. All right.
Yes.
Hey. That one's a nice one. Don't hurt that one. Okay, and that's what happens. Antelopes like to be with antelopes, and when anything different than an antelope comes in, they all run, or they have a different reaction. Let's try it again.
All right, come on back, antelopes. Come on back, antelopes.
And this is our human brain. Our human brain operates the same way. When something different comes in, we either run. Now, some of us can't run out of our meetings, okay? But there's a part of us that does. And so the antelopes, let's get some antelopes, and what's going to happen is you guys are going to freeze, because that's what antelopes do. When they get terrified, they freeze, okay?
Yeah, you guys know like deer, the saying deer in headlights, right? Deer comes out.
Antelopes in deadlights, in headlights.
Car comes, and the deer is terrified.
Yeah.
And it freezes.
And this happens in our meetings as well, when we don't feel with the like kind. And you guys, sometimes we do this with our clients, and we don't even know it. Okay, so antelopes, you ready? You're running down the fields. Let's go. Come on. All right. Antelopes are just minding their business. They're just being antelopes, just trying to make it in the world. And then lion comes in, and they freeze. And then they freeze. Yes, and then that happens. Okay, so this is what happens. Let's give these antelopes and lions a big round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. Get back to your seats now.
You guys are great.